Lovelies, and welcome to Crystals and Coffee. Thank you for joining me. This week we're going to be chatting more about the energy that you glean from your crystals. So there are an awful lot of information out there about which crystals do what and what you can use them for, and etc, etc. And that's all very helpful, and that's a really good place to start and to know where you need to go for certain ailments, certain issues, things like that. And for example, last week I spoke about crystals for the new year. So there was crystals that were my recommendation that you could use to help you through January and get you through New Year, and the kind of energies that are great to tune into. But the great thing about crystals and crystal healing is that it is so varied, and it is so subjective, in the sense that I don't think any two people will get the same feeling from a crystal, and what works for one may not work for another at all. It's all very personal. Everybody's energy pattern is different, and everybody's frequency is different. So you couldn't necessarily say for certain that certain crystals are going to work for a certain person. It's about tuning into the energy and knowing when a crystal isn't working for you, and being able to say, nope, that one's not working, and kind of put it away and try something new. Instead of just, if you're carrying on with a crystal that doesn't feel right, or you think, oh, I'm going to use this because such and such recommended it to me, but it doesn't feel right, I don't feel anything from it, it's not going to work for you. If you don't tune into the crystals, and it's not going to have that effect. So again, this isn't something that you're just going to be able to pick up and be able to do instantly. It comes with experience, it comes with practice, as does anything when you're tuning into your intuition. So I wanted to talk a bit about that today, is that when you're picking up your crystals, try and really tune in, really listen to what you're getting and feel what you're getting from that stone. For example, if somebody wants help with self-love, self-esteem, relationships in their life, being more open to love, the obvious crystal to recommend, I would say, would be rose quartz, because it is such a wonderful all-round loving healing crystal. And this person will grab themselves a piece of rose quartz and think, right, that's great, job done. It's not. There's a lot more involved with using crystals than just purchasing the ones that you think you need and carrying them with you and thinking they're just going to work. It doesn't work like that. They're not magical in that sense. They do have their own energy vibration, as does everything. And we have an energy vibration, of course, and we need the two to tune in with each other if they're going to help us. So a little exercise that you might like to try, if you're not already doing it, is that when you may want to try this now with crystals you already have in your collection to get you started, and then it's a skill you can hone more and more each time you acquire more crystals. So it's very simple, and sit down with your crystals, whether it be your whole collection or a handful of favourites, or just ones that you feel have spoken to you that day. Like, you're looking in your box and there's ones that you feel drawn to pick up, which is also a really great start in tuning into your intuition. So grab some crystals, sit yourself down, get comfy, whether it be on the sofa, on the bed, wherever you are, somewhere where you know you're not going to be interrupted for a little while, just so that you can do this tuning in to the best of your ability. And take that first crystal, just pick up one of your crystals in your, I'd say in your dominant hand, so whichever hand it is that you write with or you do everything with. For me, that's my right hand. Pick that up and close your fingers around it and just hold on to it, and really kind of, it's almost like, it's like a mindfulness exercise as well. So you're holding on to the crystal and you're trying to tune into, how does it feel? Does it feel warm? Does it feel cold? Does it make your hand tingle? do you just feel like all you want to do is open your hand and drop it? Do you have an instinct to bring it close to your chest and bring it close to you and hold it to your chest, your heart chakra, or somewhere else on your body? What's it telling you? Try and really tune into what is the crystal telling you. It can be telling you nothing. That's okay as well, because if it's telling you absolutely nothing, then maybe it's just not the crystal that you need right now. So it's kind of sat there thinking, you don't need me, put me down. That's okay as well. So have a journal or just your notebook or whatever it is that you, whether it be a notebook or a journal that you use to document all of these kind of things. Maybe you have one for your card readings, your meditations, things like that, or a bullet journal or whatever, and make a note of the crystal you're holding. Take some time to feel it, and then write down how it makes you feel, and write down whether you felt a connection with it, whether it felt right for you. And once you've been through them all, have a look at what you've written down. Is there a pattern? Are all the crystals that have spoken to you at the moment the similar colour? Are they from the same colour family? Are they from the same crystal family? Are they all quartzes, for example, or jaspers? Or are they all pinky crystals? Are they all greeny crystals? Are they all blue crystals? And see if there's any patterns that you can pick up in, so from what the crystals are, but also in how you felt when holding them. Maybe there is something that jumps out from each one that kind of links to another, which may also link to a situation you've got going on right now. So it's an exercise in mindfulness, and then it's an exercise in reflection of unpicking where your energy is right now and what it is you might need to focus on. So for example, if all of the crystals that you've picked out are all blue, maybe there's something going on with your throat chakra. So therefore, maybe there's something in your life that you need to communicate with somebody better, or there's something you need to express for yourself, or you feel like your story hasn't been heard. So it's about sort of working back and listening to what your crystals are trying to tell you. It's not a case of, I'm going to pick up that crystal and carry it with me and it's going to work. It's a two-way relationship. So you tune into your crystals, and then those ones that have spoken to you the most, the ones that you felt drawn to pick up, the ones that you might have instantly brought to your chest and felt, I don't want to put this crystal down. That's telling you, you need this right now. This is the energy that you need. You may not understand why. It may not make any sense, but trust what your intuition is telling you and what your energy is telling you. We need this. Keep this crystal with you. And that's what you need to do, is any crystal that you want to work with you, you need to spend time with it. You need to spend time holding on to it. Even if it's just where you're on the sofa watching TV and you're just kind of twiddling it in your fingers or playing with it in your hand. It's picking up on your energy field, and likewise you are to it as well, and you're making a connection. And that's how you're going to get the most out of your crystals, is by listening to them, tuning into them and seeing how they feel. So that's a little exercise that I think, even if you feel quite experienced in doing this, or you know what crystals are working for you, it's still worthwhile doing, because you may learn something. You may find something that you had been overlooking or neglecting or trying not to address, and you've been ignoring it. But then when it's right there in front of you, it's hard to ignore. And practicing, instead of logically trying to think of what crystal you need, stand with your hand over your crystal box or bowl or shelf or wherever it is that you keep them, and just see where your hand is drawn. See which ones you're drawn to pick up. And like I say, you might not instantly understand why. It might be a completely different crystal to what you were expecting to want to use, but trust your intuition and trust your energy, and know that that is one that you need. Spend some time with it. See how it made you feel and do some reflection. And then you might want to then obviously look up the more detailed meanings behind the crystal, and it might start to make more sense to you as well. Really useful thing to do, to kind of just check in with where your energy is every now and again, and seeing if it does relate to certain areas of your life, certain chakras, things like that. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about today, about the importance and how worthwhile it is to tune in with your crystals and spending that little bit of extra time with them. If they feel like they're not working, it might be that you're not using the ideal ones for you right now. Doesn't mean that you won't need those ones in the future sometimes, so don't disregard them. Don't think you need to give them away or anything like that. It's just that our energy changes. It goes up and down and flows, so therefore our needs are going to change as well. So go ahead and try that, and let me know how you get on. I do love to hear from you, either in the comments or you can contact me through my socials. Everything is in the description if you want to have a look at what else I'm doing and see how to contact me. It's all on there. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, and I have a channel on YouTube as well. And also, if you'd like to know more about, I've been talking about chakras and colours of crystals and knowing which chakras to use and what areas of your life they relate to, I've just put up an exclusive episode of Crystals and Coffee. It's exclusive episode. It's double the length of a normal episode as well, over on my Patreon page. Come on over and have a look. I've put the link in the description where you can become a Crystals and Coffee member. There's no over commitment or anything. You can join up and leave whenever you like, just to give it a try out. Everything supports me over there. Showing your support for the podcast, I really, really appreciate it. And I'm really excited about the episode I've just put up over there. A lot of valuable information about chakras, what they mean, and what crystals you can use with which ones as well. So I've put that link in the description, and I will hopefully see you there. And if you've enjoyed this episode as well, then please let me know. I like to know what works for you, and I want to keep making episodes that are interesting and that you guys want to hear. So so go ahead and try that exercise and have a good week, and I will be back soon. Have a good one and take care. Bye.